They can shoot people. They can kill. What do they put for on the TV? Eating McDonald's. They don't tell the people to teach their kid to cook, to learn how to cook and cook good food. No, Burger King, McDonald's, Chick-fil-A, Chipotle, all this nonsense and wicked food. That be killing our people, plaguing them with disease that they made in the lab. Cancer, Ebola, and the list goes on and on and on. It's their privilege. They can do anything they want to do.
White privilege? Your white fragility?
They're very fragile. Nobody told you anything. Yeah, I fear for my life. That's why I killed the black guy. I fear for my life. So if you fear for your life, drop the uniform and go stalk. Go get yourself a job in Walmart. Go get yourself a job in Target. Chicken. You search a chicken, man. You a chicken. Oh, I fear for you. They are the only one that's scared for everything. They're the only one that are always right. And we're always wrong. Let's read it. It said, thus with your mouth ye have boasted against me and have multiplied your word against me. I have heard them. The Most High said, I heard them. Thus said the Lord Yahawah, when the whole earth rejoice, I will make thee desolate. Listen, they be gone. Esau, Edom, there is no salvation, buddy. You can't save them. Understand? Stop wasting your energy. Stop wasting your time. He said, when the whole earth rejoice. Why? Because right now the fishes, they're crying. The bird, they ain't got no habitation. The deer, the beasts of the field, the jungle, they're all dying. They're dying. Esau hunting and killing them. Cutting down the tree just to build his cardboard houses. Houses where when you take a shower, everybody know. A car drive by, then you feel like the house is about to crash. Everything's shaking. Sold for hundreds of thousands of dollars, million. And they think these are houses. Bunch of garbages, man. Let's read it. It said, verse 15, as thou did rejoice, as thou did rejoice in the inheritance of the house of Israel, because it was desolate, so I will do unto thee. Thou shalt be desolate, O Mount Zion, in all Idumea, all Idumea. You can't save them. That's said, game over. So what are you talking about, man? John 3:16? That's why we keep on telling you, John 3:16 is referring to only the Israelites that will repent and go back unto the Most High, not the whole world. Look what he said, O Mount Zion, in all Idumea. Idumea just means Esau, Edom. All Idumea is a Greek word, even all of it. And they should know that I am the Lord. We'll go to Obadiah. Same thing in the book of Obadiah. Let me let the sister talk a little bit.
You can't take our truth. Look how many people came to bat for you, white lady.
You see, yeah.
Yes, here. Without us, you'd be homeless.
David, thank you. You see that? Without the native Indian, they'll be homeless. Because this is not the land. They're going to sleep on the street. Because this is the land of our forefathers, the native Indian, the so-called native. That's the land. Without the so-called Latino and native Indian, all the so-called white people, the Chinese, they're all going to be homeless. Because this is not your land. This is the land the Most High allotted them for being taken captive slave. Like the king of Assyria, Salmanasseh, understand that. And the sister is on point. Without the native Indian, you've been disrespectful to the so-called black. You'll be homeless. You won't have a place to live. None. Because this is not your land anyway. Is it your land? Did you buy it? Did the Most High allot it to you? No, you stole it. You robbed a mother. Give me some break, man. Just deceiving everybody, lying continually. They don't want to acknowledge the truth. Never in their lifetime Esau will acknowledge the truth. Never. Bunch of lie and weakness. Let's go back actually to Habakkuk, right? Watch this. Let me finish it up. I didn't finish it up. He said, this is the book of Habakkuk 2:7. He says, shall they not rise up suddenly? That shall bite thee, and awake that shall vex thee, and thou shalt be for booty unto them. You know what is the booty? Destruction. Booty. The Most High said the nation they're going to rise up against Esau, Edom, against all Idumea, and cut them and destroy them. Sure. He said, well, he said, because thou hast spoiled many nations. What did they do? They spoiled so many nations. All the remnant of the people shall spoil thee because of men's blood. Men's blood. Their hand is not clean. They're bloody. They're killing people through biowarfare, disease, viruses. They make viruses and bring it and start killing people, lying, talking about it came from the bat, it came from monkey, blah blah blah. Bunch of lying, wicked people, and there's some demon out there always want to defend them. They always want to defend them because they went to the slavery school when they were trained to deceive us. Bunch of wicked and demons in suit and tie, running around with apron, white apron, blue apron, green apron, black apron. Bunch of demons. They don't like the truth. He said, because of men's blood and for the violence of the land. What did they do? Violence in America, Canada, Australia, New Zealand, Europe. What happened to the gypsy? What happened to the dark-skinned gypsy in Europe? Where are the gypsy? Where are the dark-skinned people of Europe? What happened to them? Where are they gone? Slaughtered, exterminated by the hand of who? So-called white people. Esau, Edom, of the city and of all that dwell therein. That's what they do. Anywhere they set foot is bloodshed, hell follow, death. Woe to him that covet an evil covetousness to his house. The house he's talking about is the house of Esau, Edom. That he may set his nest on high. Who set the nest on high? Who said they went in the moon? White people. Then after they taught it to who? To the Japanese, to the Chinese. And the other nation do it. Soon the Eastern Union, they will go in the moon too. Because they learn it from who? Esau, Edom. They're learning from the so-called white men. The so-called white men give them what? The license, the okay to go in the moon. They didn't go in the moon, we know that. But whatsoever they went to go visit Satan, that's where they went. Right? He said, woe to him that covet an evil covetousness to his house, that he may set his nest on high, that he may be delivered from the power of evil. How can they be delivered? How can Esau be delivered from the Most High? How? How would that happen? Can Esau be delivered? Let's go to Jeremiah. Let's go to Jeremiah. Right here. Let's go to Jeremiah 49 and 16. Jeremiah 49 and 16. Let's go over there. Let's go to Jeremiah 49 and 16. Alright. As I say, it's a long video, long lesson, man. Jeremiah 49 and 16. 49 and 16. There's a book of Jeremiah 49 and verse 16. Let's read it. Jeremiah 49 and 16. Jeremiah 49 and 16. This was what if you read from verse 7, it goes, he's talking about Esau. He's talking about Esau. Right? Let's read it. This is the book of Jeremiah chapter 49 and verse 7. Concerning Edom. Who is Edom? The so-called white people. The Caucasian. Okay? Concerning Edom. That said the Lord of hosts. Is wisdom no more in Tema? So are not white people smart anymore? Are they running out of wisdom? Like wise men? Are there not people that say they're smart? They're intelligent? There's no more Einstein or Einstein among them? They're gone? Let's see. He said what? Is counsel perished from the prudent? That's the question. Is the wisdom vanished? Really? Flee ye, turn back. Dwell deep, O inhabitant of Dedan. For I will bring the calamity of Esau upon him. What? The Moses is going to bring the calamity of Esau upon him. The time that I will visit him. If grape gatherer gather grapes, if grape gatherers come to thee, will they not have left some gleaning grapes? If thieves by night, they will destroy till they have enough. But I made Esau bare. I have uncovered his secret places, and he shall not be able to hide himself. So Esau won't be able to hide. Your white privilege will be gone throughout the window. Smoke, goom, burn, gone. Okay? He said, well, he shall not be able to hide himself. His seed is spoiled. There we go. The seed is your race, your nation, your population is gone, is spoiled. And his brethren, and his neighbor, and he's not. You are not, that means, boom, you gone. That's it, no more. Leave thy fatherless children. I will preserve them alive. Right? And let thy widows trust in me. For that said the Lord, behold, they whose judgment was not to drink of the cup have surely drunken. And art thou he that shall altogether go unpunished? So are white people going to go unpunished? The Moses is just going to say, you know what? It's the 21st century. Anyway, my people sin against me. So I'm not going to punish Esau. No. The Moses said, no. Let me read it to you again. He said, thou shalt not go. He said, and art thou he that shall altogether go unpunished? Thou shalt not go unpunished, but thou shalt surely drink of it. The Moses said, I'll feed you that. The thing you've done against my people, I'll give it to you. Okay? Verse 13. For I have sworn by myself, said the Lord, that Bozrah shall become what? A desolation, a reproach, a waste, and a curse. And all the city thereof shall be perpetual waste. There we go, it doesn't matter. Not only Canada, not only America, not only France, Germany, whatsoever you live. Esau, Edom will be desolation, fully destroyed. I have heard a rumor from the Lord, and an ambassador is sent unto the heathen, saying, gather ye together and come against it. The Moses is telling the heathen, the other nation, get ready to fight against these people. That's what the Moses say. Let me read it again. This is not hate YouTube. This is not hate YouTube. Listen carefully, YouTube, and understand. It's basic English. Let me read it and tell me. He said, I've heard a rumor from the Lord, and an ambassador is sent unto the heathen, saying, gather ye together and come against her. Against who? Esau, Edom, Bozrah, Petra. Okay? And rise up to the battle. For lo, I will make thee a small among the heathen, and despise among men. You see, despise, the word despise means hate. Hated among all the nations. You see? Alright? That terribleness, right? That terribleness has deceived thee in the pride of thine heart. That's what the women say. Why privilege? They're proud.
This is over.
That's it. The sister when we talk anymore. The sister say, you know what? This is over. You see, that's the problem. That's the problem. That's the problem right there, as you see. That's the problem right there. They don't like the truth. The truth, they don't like it. They don't like it. Let's read it. He said, that terribleness has deceived thee, and the pride of thine heart, O thou that dwellest in the cleft of the rock. Mount Sinai originally, that's what their house. Caucasus Mountain. Between what? Russia, Volga, and what? And the Caucasus Mountain. Right? It's a that holdest the height of the hill. Though thou should make thy nest as high as the eagle. That's why you see England, America, Germany, Russia, and the list goes on and on and on. First and foremost, they use the eagle as the symbol, as the power. Take a look at the United Snake of America. What is the main emblem power you see? Is the eagle. Right? That is a nest as high as the eagle. So what did they say? Right? Neil Armstrong. The eagle has landed. The eagle has landed. That's what they say, right? I will bring thee down from thence, said the Lord. Also, Edom shall be a desolation. Everyone that go by it shall be astonished. So when the Moses destroyed this Edomite, it will be like something like people like, whoa, unbelievable. And shall hiss at all the plagues thereof. As in the overthrow of Sodom and Gomorrah, and the neighbor city thereof, said the Lord, no man shall abide there, neither shall a son of man dwell in it. Behold, he shall come up like a lion from the swelling of Jordan against the habitation of the strong. But I will suddenly make him run away from her. And who is a chosen man, that I may appoint over her? For who is like me? And who will appoint me in the time? And who is that shepherd that will stand before me? Therefore hear the counsel of the Lord, that he had taken against Edom, against the so-called white people. Taken against Edom and his purposes, that he had purposed against the inhabitant of Teman. Surely the least of the flock shall draw them out. Surely he shall make the habitations desolate with them. There we go. The earth is moved at the noise of the fall. The whole earth. Everybody will like, whoo. When Esau is cut out, he said the earth, imagine that, north, south, east, west. The earth is moved at the noise of their fall. At the cry, the noise thereof was heard in the Red Sea. Behold, he shall come up and fly as the eagle and spread his wing over Bozrah. And at that day shall the heart of the mighty man of Edom be as the heart of a woman in her pangs. There we go. Habakkuk, let's continue. Habakkuk verses chapter 2 and verse 10. Thou hast consulted shame to thy house. That's what the Mosai said. Who did that? Esau, Edom. Esau, Edom. That's what they did. Thou hast consulted shame unto the house. That's what they've done. Right? Thou hast considered shame to thy house, to thy race, to thy nation, by cutting off many people, and has sinned against thy soul. What did they do? What did so-called white people doing? They're sinning against their own soul. Against their own soul. By killing people, killing the so-called native Indian, blacks, Latino, and the list goes on and on. For the stone shall cry out of the wall, and the beam out of the timber shall answer. Woe to him that buildeth a town with blood. How did they build America, Canada? Let's see. How did they build it? How did they do it? How did they do it? How did they build Europe? Blood. See that? That's how they did. That's what they did. Let's read it. It said they threw into those holes all the Indian they could capture of every age. Every baby grown and kind, it doesn't matter. Pregnant and confined women, children, old men were left stuck on the stake until the pit were filled. The rest they killed with lances and daggers and threw them to the war dogs who tore them up and devoured them. Where did that happen? North America, South America, Central America, the Caribbean, the list goes on and on and on, right? He said, because he did not give the great quantity of gold asked for, they burned him and a number of other noble and caciques, right? With the intention of leaving no prince or chieftain alive in the entire country. Let me go, another page. I'm right now on what page? Let me see. Is a lot of pages I'm reading, right? So I'm going to another page. You see right there, as you can see, right? There we go. Show it to the camcorder, right? To my camcorder, to my audiences, right? Let's read. When the Spaniards have collected a great deal of gold from the Indian, they shut them up in 3 big houses, crowding in as many as they could. Then set fire to the houses, burning alive all that were in them. Yet those Indians had given no cause, not made any resistance. The brothers just relaxed and they killed them still, right? Though they give them the gold. You see, the king or maybe is the princess with the crown. You see that hanging with the crown. You see right there? Hanging with the crown. You see right there? Let's read this one right here. It said, with my own eyes, I saw a Spaniard cut off the nose, hands and ear of Indian, male and female, without provocation. They don't even do anything. They just cut the nose like that. Imagine, and you to tell me that they won't pay for that? That they just, are we living in the 21st century? Oh my goodness. He said, without provocation, merely because it pleased them to do it. It just pleased Esau to kill them. To cut the nose, the ear, the hand, the leg. It just pleased Esau. They love evil, wickedness. Likewise, I saw how they summoned the cacique and the chief ruler to come, assuring them safety. And when they peacefully came, they were taken captive and burned. You see, that's what the scriptures say. Ecclesiasticus 12 and 10. Never trust thine enemy. Right? Right? This is a native Indian. Right? You see that? That's what they did, man. Right? Let us continue. We're going to be back at it. He said, woe to him that buildeth a town with blood. How was America built? Canada, New Zealand, Australia, Europe, France, Germany? Blood. Blood. Woe to him that buildeth a town with blood and establish a city by iniquity. How was America established? How was the United States of America, Canada? How did they establish iniquity, sin? Okay? Behold, is it not of the Lord of hosts that the people shall labor in the very fire? No. And the people shall worry themselves for very vanity. No, the Most High is about justice and judgment. So the Most High letting you know, listen, man, you're going to pay what you're doing. Double what you do, you pay. For the earth shall be filled with the knowledge of the glory of the Lord, as the water cover the sea. Woe unto him that giveth his neighbor drink. So what drink is he talking about? Christianism, Christianity, Islam, Buddha. That's what the Most High, that's the strong one. The soap opera, the TV, politics, Democrat, Republican, all type of wine. That put us, right? That bottle to him and make us him drunken also. Drunken, that means deceive. You deceive the people and they believe all your lie. Right? That thou makest look on their nakedness. that thou may look on their nakedness. What is it? So you can see them dying, sinning, being destroyed. Thou art filled with shame for glory. Drink thou also. You see that? So it's not literally talking about the alcohol. He said, listen, this evil, this thing you've done, you're going to pay. Drink thou also. And let thy foreskin be uncovered. The cup of the Lord's right hand shall be turned unto thee. And shameful sweeping, spewing shall be on thy glory. For the violence of Lebanon, Lebanon is part of Jerusalem, shall cover thee. And the spoil of beasts which made them afraid, because of man's blood. Because of men's bloods. Okay, and for the violence of the land, of the city, and of all that dwell therein. There we go. There we go. Understand that. The Most High ain't playing no game with you. Why you think you can do all your wickedness and run away with it? No. Let's go to Obadiah. Obadiah, we heading to the end slowly. Or praise unto the Most High. Obadiah. There we go. This is the book of Obadiah, as I was reading in the book of Jeremiah, chapter 49. Same thing. Precept upon precept, right? Line upon line. Here and there. This is the book of Obadiah, chapter 1. And we're going to read from... let's read verses 1. The vision of Obadiah, that said the Lord YAHAWAH concerning Edom. We have heard a rumor from the Lord, and an ambassador is sent among the heathen. Arise ye, and let us rise up against her in the battle. So the Most High said, this nation, they're going to rise up against the so-called white people. That's what the Bible says. It's in the Bible. We're reading from the Bible. Behold, I've made thee small among the heathen. Thou art greatly despised. Greatly despised. Go look up that word. Despise. The word despise means hated. That's what it means. The Most High said, among all the nations, this is the number one that the Most High is against. The Most High despised them. Okay? The pride of thine heart, their mind, had deceived thee. White supremacy. Yeah, you're speaking her, blah, blah, blah. You're speaking lie, blah, blah. They're proud. They always want to justify the evil. They don't want the evil to be exposed. No. They always want to justify that. Right? He said, the pride of thy heart had deceived thee. Thou that dwellest in the cleft of the rocks. Right? Whose habitation is high. That's why they use the eagle as the word, the symbol, the power. Thou said in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground? Because Esau always think they're proud. There's nothing happening. You see, that's why she's still talking to the sister like that. Though the sister telling her, listen, man, this evil, what are you talking about? Hey, watch your mouth. Watch the way you're talking to us. Guess what? They're still talking. Right? They're still running their mouth. Right? Watch this. Let's jump to, I'm going to jump to verses 6. He said, how are the things of Esau searched out? How are his hidden things sought up? All the men of that confederacy have brought thee even to the border. Right? He said, the man, he said, the men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee and prevailed against thee. They that eat that bread have laid a wound under thee. There is none understanding him. There is no understanding Esau. Shall I not in that day, said the Lord YAHAWAH, even destroy the wise men out of Edom? So the Moses said, you destroy even the wisest men. Even those that even know the Bible. Let's suppose they know the Bible. They claim to be pastor. They this and that. The Moses said, you see, cut them off. And understanding out of the mouth of Esau, the nation of Esau, and that mighty man or Teman shall be dismayed, to the end that every one of the mouth of Esau may be cut off by slaughter. There we go, by slaughter. For thou violence against thy brother Jacob, what did they do against the native man? What did they do? Right? They're proud.
Acceptable.
He said, for thou violence against...
Stop it right now. Step out. Step out. Then I don't want to hear from you. You don't speak to us like that. And this is the problem, the way you can...
You see? For thy violence against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee, and thou shalt be cut off forever. They can't be saved. You can't save Esau. He don't understand. You can't save the so-called white people. You can't do it. How are you going to save them? The Moses said they're going to be cut off forever. So many preachers are brought out here. You see doubt it? You see doubt it? You see don't believe it? I don't know how I can help you. He said, thou shalt be cut off forever. That's what the Bible says. Forever. You go to Ezekiel 25, you read the same thing. Let me see if I get it here. This is the book of Ezekiel chapter 25 and verses 12 through 14. Right? The same thing I read right here. He said, for thy violence against Jacob, thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee, and thou shalt be cut off from forever. This is here. Ezekiel 25 and verse 12. Thus said the Lord YAHAWAH, because that Edom had dealt against the house of Judah by taking vengeance, and had greatly offended and revenged himself upon them, therefore thus said the Lord YAHAWAH, I will also stretch out my hand upon Edom, and will cut off men and beasts from it, and I will make it desolate from Teman, and there of Dedan shall fall by the sword, and I will lay my vengeance upon Edom by the hand of my people Israel, and they shall do in Edom according to my anger and according to my fury, and they shall know my vengeance, said the Lord YAHAWAH. There we go, man. There we go, man.
Communicate.
Right?
No, stop. Stop. You need to
Right?
stop.
You see, she's saying running here,
You
man.
need to stop. Stop.
You see? Child. He said, in the day that thou stoodest on the other side, in the day that the stranger carry away captive his forces, and foreigner enter into his gate, and cast lot upon Jerusalem, even thou was as one of them. Esau is one of those that took a sword. That's what they did exactly. But thou shalt not have looked on the day of thy brother, in the day that he became a stranger. Neither should thou have rejoiced over the children of Judah in the day of their destruction. So they're happy anytime we get destroyed. Anytime evil happen to us, Esau, they're always happy. So that's what we tell you. These people, they are not for us, man. Neither should thou have spoken proudly in the day of the distress. Thou should not have entered into the gate of my people. So why did they come to America? That's what the Most High say. Okay? In the day of the calamity, yeah. Thou should not have looked on the affliction in the day of the calamity, nor have laid hand on the substance in the day of the calamity. Right? Neither should thou have stood in the crossway to cut off those of his that did escape. Some of our fled, they say run us down. Some of the native Indians fled into the mountain. Other places, Esau say chase them down and kill them. That's what, right? Neither should thou have delivered up those of his that did remain in the day of distress, right? For the day of the Lord is nigh upon all the heathen, not only Esau, not only the so-called white men, but every heathen, every nation. Understand, you hate the so-called blacks, Latino and native Indian, judgment is coming. Judgment is coming. Okay? It shall be done unto thee. Right? It shall be done unto thee, thy reward shall return upon thy own head. For as ye have drunk upon my holy mountain, so shall all the heathen drink continually. Yea, they shall drink, and they shall swallow down, and they shall be as though they had not been. But upon Mount Zion, okay, there we go. Not everybody. Upon Mount Zion shall be deliverance, and there shall be holiness, and the house of Jacob shall possess their possession. And the house of Jacob shall be a fire, and the house of Joseph a flame, and the house of Esau for stubble. There we go. And there shall kindle fire in them, and devour them, and there shall not be any remaining. There we go. No salvation for Esau. And there shall not be any remaining of the house of Edom, for the Lord has spoken. That's what the Most High say. 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 Okay. That's what the Most High say. Okay. That's what the Most High say. All they do is evil.
Here. And you don't even know how to speak to us. You don't even recognize the tone in your voice and your delivery.
Yeah, because they're wicked, sis. These people are wicked, so they're wicked. Go to the Bible, sis, you'll be able to know what's going on. Let's go to the book of Proverbs 16, verse 5 through 7. 16, 5 through 7. Everyone that is proud in heart is an abomination to the Lord. Though hand join hand, he shall not be unpunished. So Esau cannot go unpunished. What are you talking about? What make you believe that if you shut our YouTube down, that will make you not be punished? No, even though you shut our YouTube down, you cut us off. Guess what? The Most High will see judge you. You won't go and punish Esau. Your iniquity, your sin cannot be hidden before the Most High. No, man. Understand that. He said, well, by mercy and truth, iniquity is purged. There we go. And by the fear of the Lord, men depart from evil. When you going to depart from evil, Esau? Depart from evil, Esau. When a man's way please the Lord, he maketh even his enemy to be at peace with him. All praise be unto the Most High. Let's go to Proverbs 27. Proverbs 27, and we'll read verses 20. Proverbs 27 and 20. This is a book of Proverbs chapter 27 and verses 20. Let's read it, 27 and 20. Hell and destruction are never full. Esau is a hell. He's a destruction. Never full. So the eyes of men are never satisfied. He is never satisfied. Let's go to 30. This is a book of Proverbs chapter 30. And we're going to read verses 13 through 16. Right? Let's read it. Proverbs 30, 13 through 16. Let's read it. It reads, there is a generation. Oh, how lofty are their eyes. Right? All with them one thing that don't belong to them. And the eyelids are lifted up. There is a generation whose teeth are as a sword. That's Esau, Edom. And the jaw teeth as knives to devour the poor from off the earth. That's what they did to the native Indian, to our people, the so-called native Indian, to the so-called Latino, to the so-called Negro, the so-called blacks, Nigerian, Beninese, Togolese, and the list goes on. What did they do? There is a generation whose teeth, Esau, Edom, that race, Esau, Edom, and the jaw teeth as knives to devour the poor from off the earth, and the needy from among men. That's what they do. That's what they do. Right? He said, the horse leech have two daughters crying, give, give. There are three things that are never satisfied. Yea, four things say not, it is enough. The grave and the barren womb, the earth that is not filled with water, and the fire that said not is not, it is enough. Esau's wicked. Weakness. They don't have enough. They don't have enough. Do they have enough? No. Let's go to Isaiah. Isaiah 5 and 8. This is the book of Isaiah chapter 5 and verses 8. Let's read it. This is the book of Isaiah chapter 5 verses 8. Woe unto them that join house to house. Woe unto them that join house to house. That lay field to field, till there be no place, that there may be place alone in the midst of the earth. The so-called white people, they want to be the only one to run and rule everything. This is a white community. This is a white community. Black people are not allowed here. Latino are not allowed here. Blah, blah, blah. But that's what they do. Woe unto them that join house to house, that lay field to field, till there be no place, that there may be place alone in the midst of the earth. They want to be the only one to rule. When you go to Micah 22, you see the same thing. Isaiah 34.